Again, it's Garrido here from Sandler Training Miami. Welcome to Carpool Coaching. Today I want to talk to you about your sales process. When we typically start to work with clients, they obviously want us to work with them on their behaviors, make sure their prospecting behaviors are strong, make sure they're motivated to do the right thing, work on them about their attitude and what kind of happens in this square foot of real estate, and also talk to them about their techniques. That's what most people think sales training is. It's all about techniques. But one of the things that they kind of miss, and where a lot of value is delivered, is really understanding their sales process. Really trying to map out, how do I take a lead all the way to a client? And when we first meet people, it's surprising that a lot of companies don't actually have a well-defined, well-structured sales process. Their sales process is kind of like it's really led by the buyer, not by the company. And let's face it, the buyer's kind of the last person who should lead this. They don't really know how to buy what it is you sell. So they don't really have a sales process. It's led by the buyer. It's a lot of frantic and frenetic activity. It's a lot of stumbling from one meeting to a next without much direction. And one of the things we early on do is we put their activities into sort of four major buckets. The first, and some of these buckets happen at the same time in the same meetings, and sometimes it's multiple meetings. Really does depend on the complexity of the thing, that the product or service that's being sold. But there are four major buckets. Bucket one always looks like some kind of lead generation, lead development activity. This takes it from just somebody that's on your radar into somebody who's an actual prospect. The second major bucket, is a discovery bucket. This is where it's the salesperson's responsibility, or the sales team's responsibility, to really discover what's important to the client, to discover what are the client's principal issues that are trying to resolve, what the prospect's principal issues are, understand the money and the investment considerations, and then really understand how it is that company, that customer is going to go about making their decision. We call that the decision-making process. And we call it a process because it isn't just about who, it's about when and where and what and why and how. It's about all the pieces that you need to fully understand the customer or the prospect's decision-making process. So bucket one, lead development, lead generation. Bucket two, discovery. Bucket three is typically a closing activities. It's presentations, it's taking people to the ultimate decision about whether they're going to become a client or not, a customer or not. And then there's bucket four, which is often missed, which is expand. How are we going to expand this account, either to generate more introductions and more new business, more new clients, or maybe it's to generate more business within that account, or maybe it's sort of to cross-sell outside other services into other parts of the company. Four major buckets: strong sales process, lead generation development, discovery, closing, expand. And that, most strong sales processes look like some iteration of those four major baskets of activity. If that's interesting, why don't you come and crash a class? There'll probably be a link associated with this video which will invite you to crash a class. Come and see what we do every week in our Miami workshop for our clients to make them sales superstars. Garrido, Sandler Training Miami.